welcome to the Webcast for Monday, June 30th. I'm South Ops meteorologist Jonathan O'Brien. The marine layer is quite shallow this morning with limited low clouds already burning back towards the coastline. Another sunny and very warm day is expected across the region today. Water vapor satellite shows a fairly robust cutoff low-pressure area is slowly lumbering its way towards California this morning. This cutoff low will be one of our main weather influences this week. These systems are often big moisture and thunderstorm producers for us, but you can see by the deep yellow and orange colors in the satellite here that this low has wrapped in a lot of dry air aloft with it, and that's really going to limit, though not entirely curtail, our storm chances in the days ahead. We don't have any singular major fire weather concerns this week, but there are a few things to keep an eye on. First off is continued very warm and dry conditions today. Because the cutoff low is so slow moving, we really don't see much change in air mass across the region today. Coastal areas may cool slightly, but overall it is another hot day with valley highs well into the 90s to locally over 100, 70s and 80s in the lower mountains, and 105 to 115 in the low desert. It will remain dry today as well, with minimum humidity of 12 to 25% above and inland from the shallow marine influence, with single digits in the deserts. While this is not a critical temperature and RH combination, it's very similar to what we've seen the past couple of days, and we've seen multiple significant fire starts in that time. As we go through the rest of the week, that cutoff low will slowly move overhead and basically sit over top of us Tuesday through Thursday, before being replaced with a more progressive westerly flow weak troughing pattern by the end of this week and into the upcoming weekend. As the cutoff low moves overhead, instability will increase. This system will end up being a pretty prolific lightning producer across Northern California and much of the interior west by later this week, with a mix of wet and dry storms expected out of our region. Locally, however, that dry air you saw in the water vapor satellite will limit our storm chances. Isolated afternoon showers and thunderstorms are possible over the Sierra and northern deserts today, but will be limited in coverage at best and may not form at all today. A better chance for showers and thunderstorms will exist mainly over the Sierra and the deserts Tuesday through Thursday, but they will still be only isolated. You can see in this model forecast for Tuesday afternoon a lot of storm activity out of our region, but pretty limited activity for us. Showers and storms will favor the afternoon hours, but some overnight activity is possible also, especially Tuesday night into Wednesday. And any storms in our region will probably tend to be on the drier side overall, due to relatively fast storm motions and the dry air mass we have over us. The prevalence of troughing and weak low pressure over the west coast is going to continue keeping any excessive heat at bay this week, and in fact the trend through the entirety of this week will be for slow cooling overall. But it will be pretty modest and definitely gradual. Here's a look at the forecast highs by the time we get to the 4th of July holiday on Friday. That should be about the coolest day of the week, with most areas losing about 5 to 10 degrees versus where we'll be at today. The cooling will also come with some gradual increasing of RH and deepening of the marine layer into the midweek period. Winds will mainly follow typical local and diurnal patterns this week. Occasional southwest to northwest winds of 15 to 25 miles per hour with gusts to 40 miles per hour are possible in the afternoons and evenings across the wind-prone mountain ridges and desert passes. Gusty outflow winds are also possible near any thunderstorms. Dead fuel moistures will mainly be on falling trends through today, then show steady or slight rising trends for the remainder of this week, with rising trends most likely in the lower elevations and the coastal areas as the marine layer deepens a little. Live fuel moistures continue to steadily drop, and brush species are becoming more and more receptive, especially across Southern California. Live fuel moisture data over much of Central California, especially the Sierra region, indicates that we still have a ways to go there before the mid and high elevations start showing more receptivity. So overall, in trying to tie everything together, again, there are no singular major concerns this week due to the absence of any significant heat, low humidity, or strong winds. However, we do have several smaller scale concerns. Today in particular, we'll continue to see an elevated risk for large fire starts and spread, as it will remain similarly hot and dry to the past couple of days. In addition, lightning may cause some new ignitions this week, especially across the Sierra or even Mojave Preserve, though large lightning strike counts are not expected in our region, and high live fuel moistures in the mid and higher elevations of the Sierra will limit growth potential there. Mojave Preserve and some of the other desert areas could be more interesting. A large desert fire due to lightning is distinctly possible this week if lightning is able to find a more fuel-dense desert area. Finally, as we know, an increase in human starts can be expected on Friday and beyond for the 4th of July holiday. While the weather looks fairly tame for this time of year, the end of the week and the weekend may coincide with a modest decrease in humidity and increase in wind across the interior as we lose that cutoff low and get into the more progressive and drier westerly flow pattern, which will also cut off our thunderstorm chances after Thursday. So given all that, at least moderate initial attack activity and moderate to elevated probabilities for large fire will continue to exist through the forecast period. That's it for today's webcast. Thanks for joining us. The next one will be on Tuesday, July 1st.